Hello everyone, this is Don once again with another look at the construction happenings in and around the villages. I looked at the calendar today and I realized it had been 3 weeks since I did an update on the construction work that is going on. This is the Beaumont development just north of Pinellas. This is not part of the villages, but it is bounded by it. The big news here is they've started building houses. You can see now there's about a half a dozen houses. 3 weeks ago there was only 2. Not exactly stellar progress, but progress nonetheless. Here's some townhouses that are being built. There's going to be quite a number of those in this development. This is the new building going in next to Taco Bell. This will have the First Watch Cafe, Spectrum Mobile, and Heartland Dental in the other building on the right. This is at the Colony shopping area. This is the new Omni Building that's being built. It's obviously some sort of fast food restaurant because of the drive-through window there on the left. But nothing's been announced officially yet that I've heard. This is one of the new commercial buildings under construction in Brownwood. I called it boring last time. Now that they've put the tile work on the base and painted the overhangs, it looks much nicer. I believe this is the building they're calling the train station, another very attractive looking building. This new building is probably the most attractive architecturally and with the colors they've chosen for it. This is the new building going in next to Cody's. It's moving along quite quickly. This is the new standalone emergency department in the Trailwinds development. It's coming along. It's supposed to open up sometime next week. This is the new standalone emergency department for the village's hospital. It's located just south of Brownwood. This was shot on Sunday, and this Wednesday it opened. If I recall properly, this will have 14 beds in it. I just hope the wait times are a lot shorter than they are at the main hospital. This is the Publix going in at the Trailwinds development next to Lowe's. Since the last time we looked at this, they've added the front facade, they've built up the outbuildings, and they've sealed the roof and put in the air conditioning systems. This is Magnolia Plaza 3 weeks ago, and this is what it looks like now. The only change I can see is this one truck has turned around. It looks like the asphalt's been washed a little bit from the rain. And of course the weeds have gotten a lot taller. Any kind of official announcement would be better than the silence that we're getting. This is the Citizens Bank admin building and TSG building that's going in just north of Shooter's World on Powell Road. I really do feel for the residents here in Collier that back up to this property. They thought they were buying a nice view. Well, that's gone. At least there's some solace in knowing that the neighbors they have will be quiet. It really could have been a lot worse going in here. This is the usual flyover of the Lofts. As you can see, building 1 and 2 are coming along quickly. And you'll see that the pool is coming along quickly in their recreation center. It does look like some of the garages will have small apartments above them. This is another new commercial building going in. Let's take a look at the Village of DeLuna now and the Water Lilly Rec Center. This map is taken from the City of Wildwood Public Records. This is from their agenda for the meeting. Looking at the plans, the Water Lilly Recreation Center is the same size as most of the neighborhood recreation centers north of 44, but just like the rest of the recreation centers north of 44, Water Lilly has a lot more amenities. It's much more spread out. In this case, the pool is a resort-style pool instead of the typical square one. The developer really has raised the bar on recreation amenities. They're definitely much nicer and much prettier than anything we've seen north of 44, and they're putting a lot more in, contrary to what a lot of people might believe about the area south of 44 being deprived of amenities. Here we have what looks like bocce and shuffleboard and pickleball courts coming up. And of course the entire area is nicely treed and shaded. These are all trees that existed before the development. They cut very, very few down. We'll take a look at the northern part of the village of DeLuna now. Before we do this, though, there is something I do want to talk about. These signs, they say no trespassing. Here we have people out for a Sunday cruise, it looks like. Please don't trespass. This is such a dangerous area. There's so much going on. These trucks and heavy equipment that are working here aren't looking out for cars. They're trying to get their job done. This is the area of DeLuna just north of Water Lilly. 3 weeks ago, there was nothing here. Now, jeepers, there's half a dozen houses and quite a few more going in. It's amazing how quickly they can build. And just because they're building them quickly doesn't mean they're taking shortcuts. The men and women building these houses have been at this for years for the villages, and they know exactly what they're doing. They go from house to house. It's very similar to assembly line production for your car. Being well practiced like this makes for less mistakes in the construction work. If you go back and look at the last video, you'll see that there's huge changes that have happened here. This is really amazing. DeLuna looks like it's going to be a very nice little community. These are spec homes, patio villas, and courtyard villas being built, and the lots up ahead are up for sale for building a custom home. The first section of DeLuna, just to the right, many of the home lots there have already sold. It's amazing how quickly it's going. Here's Water Lilly once again. We're coming up on the bridge that's going to go over the Turnpike eventually. That's Lake Okahumpka at the top, and you can see the area on the other side of the Turnpike that's still under construction. This is the bridge at Brownwood going over State Road 44. A new development here you'll see on the other side. They've started construction on the ramp coming up to the south side of the bridge. The cart path will wind through the woods here. It's unknown at this point if the residents of Wildwood Country Resort will be able to use their golf carts to get over to Brownwood. Here's the construction area between 44 and the Turnpike. Still a lot going on. Going back the other way, looking at the bridge, you get a nice view here. It's not unreasonable to assume that we won't have connectivity between the main part of the villages and the southern part until homes start being built between 44 and the Turnpike. Here's the Turnpike Bridge again. If you read the Village's magazine that just came out, it says that the bridges will be set in 2020. Well, the bridge at Brownwood was set August 22nd of 2019, and you see how far things have progressed. There's no guarantee when the connectivity will actually occur. This is the Chitty Chatty Bridge over by the Rohan Rec Center. That area just across 44 at the top of the screen is scheduled to be commercial. It looks like most of the steel structure is now complete. We'll go up a little higher and take a look around at the village of Chitty Chatty and the work that's going on there. All the forest area at the top left of the screen is scheduled to remain as wetland preserves. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. I wasn't able to get a whole lot else this past Sunday because the winds were pretty high and it wasn't safe to fly the drone. But I did get quite a bit, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.